Most of us sort of operate on this unspoken rule, right? If you're a good person, maybe a liberal person, or just generally nice, you feel like you're immune to racism.
It feels like a character shield. But the research we're looking at today argues that this self-image, this idea of niceness, doesn't just fail to protect you.
It actually gets in the way.
It makes honest conversations almost impossible. Clinging to that good person label is what triggers the defensiveness.
Here are the most game-changing essential insights from White Fragility. Practical wisdom that could transform how you think and act. So let's start with that title, Fragility. It just sounds weak.
That's the common reading of it, yes. But as author Robin DiAngelo explains, she doesn't define white fragility as just emotional weakness. It's a powerful, almost weaponized defense.
So when someone, say, bursts into tears or gets really angry or even just goes completely silent in a conversation about race, that's not weakness.
No, DiAngelo notes it's a maneuver. These reactions, the anger, the guilt, the silence, they function to shut the conversation down.
And restore the status quo.
Exactly. It bullies the other person into backing off so the white person can feel comfortable again.
Which shifts the focus. It becomes about, oh, I hurt your feelings, instead of the actual racial issue. But the real transformation lies in understanding the system behind the emotion.
Right. And to get there, we have to stop thinking of racism as just individual bad acts.
The bad apple idea.
Exactly. The book repeatedly insists we have to see it as a system. It's collective prejudice that's backed by real power, legal, economic, cultural.
And this is where that whole I don't see color idea just completely falls apart, isn't it?
It does. DiAngelo argues that so-called colorblindness is actually a way to hide structural advantages. I mean, if you refuse to see race, you can't see the system that benefits one race over others.
You're enjoying the benefits while denying they even exist. Watch the full episode to discover how this socialization starts early.
This is Mindful Moments, our YouTube channel offering AI book analysis, summaries, and critiques, inspiring reflection and rational thought.
Okay, let's circle back to that idea of stamina. Why is this topic so physically difficult for some people?
Well, it comes down to what the book calls racial stamina. Research cited in the text shows that because white people are socialized as the default, the universal norm, they're often insulated from racial stress.
So it's like never training a muscle and then suddenly being asked to run a marathon.
That's a perfect analogy. They haven't built the stamina, so when their racial comfort is challenged, it feels less like a structural critique and more like a personal moral attack.
But this framework is not without significant controversy.
That's right. As critics like John McWhorter and Wilfred Riley contend, the theory itself presents a pretty big logical problem. They argue it's unfalsifiable.
A kind of circular logic. A Kafka trap, right?
Right.
If I admit I have white fragility, I'm guilty.
But if you deny it,
Then my denial is just more proof of my fragility.
it becomes a closed loop. And critics argue this removes the possibility of any genuine disagreement. They also raise concerns that it can remove agency from Black people, painting them as too delicate to handle disagreement.
So where do we find the path forward?
Well, DiAngelo suggests the actionable step is moving from fragility to what she calls racial stamina. And that starts with a really key shift.
Which is?
Stop prioritizing your intent and focus on the impact of your words or actions.
The classic, I didn't mean to defense.
Right. DiAngelo's point is if you step on someone's foot, it doesn't matter if you meant to or not. Their foot still hurts. The idea is to treat feedback as a gift, as vital information, not as an accusation.
Start with our 5-minute essential insights and dive into the in-depth analysis. Next, the summary, ending with a comprehensive critique.
Discover genre-based book podcasts at Mindful Moments. Subscribe and nourish your mind on the go.